What up, guys? We're heading up to Threadbow today. We're just leaving Jindabyne. We got our coffee at CBD. Thanks to Burton, we got some snowboards to test for you guys. Really excited about it. We got about 6 boards to try out today. The weather's looking beautiful. Got a couple of transitions in. Pretty excited. We should be up there in about 15 minutes for our thing. Down here in Australia, the solar radiation is really gnarly, so we got to put some zinc on. Invisible zinc is the way to go for sure. Got a few boards. Go for a rib on your back. That's right, baby.
Getting on the chair, drip bro.
Got the How gloves. Best for making the boot tanks. We got the Burton Custom here. The Custom handled really well for us today. We paired it up with a set of Burton Malavitas. Dream team right here. This board was very carvy and held a really good edge at speed. I found it had lots of pop on all the side hits and stuff. When I was going stable, really holding an edge, it really held the zone. I was really impressed. Quick, easy, maneuverable, and definitely handled well at high speeds. This is the full camber version. The Flying V version would have been a lot looser, a lot more playful, a lot more surfy. This guy was great for carving around. This is the Burton Process. We rode this one today. It was great. A little bit softer than the Custom, so I was a bit more freestyle-y. I was able to do, a bit easier for me to get the 180s around. It was a bit easier for me to kind of pop and maneuver the board how I wanted to. It was really good at high speeds as well, surprisingly. Thinking the board's a little bit softer, it might not have handled as well. Really held the zone. I could definitely see why some of the boys, big time boys like Mark McMorris and those guys, ride this board, because it's playful when you want it to be, but then it's stable when you need it to be. The profile on this guy is off-axis camber, so camber between your feet, and then it has a little bit of flat zone right at the end of the bindings to tat a rocker and the tip tail. So it's not quite as aggressive as that full cambered Custom. A little bit more user-friendly, but definitely not as soft as the Name Dropper. So I'd say it sits kind of right in between the Name Dropper and your Custom. What up, guys? End of the day here at Threadbow. So the Name Dropper we got to take throughout the park today, it really performed well. I was able to lock onto some rails really nice with the flex of the Name Dropper. So again, we have an update with the Name Dropper this year, bit of camber in between the feet. I really felt that camber helped lock me into some of those rails. It was great on the side hits. I was able to pop, do some 180s, all that great stuff. Once I did pick up a bit of speed, it did get a bit shaky. So this is definitely your freestyler who wants a bit softer of a board for buttering around, for jibbing, getting into it, having something loose and fun. Definitely not your carvable, stable kind of board like the Custom X we'll go over next. Hopefully this helps you guys. Let us know what you think of the videos. Let us know how we can help you figure out if the Name Dropper is a good board for you. What up, guys? We're here at the bottom of Threadbow, Kosciuszko chair. We got the Custom X to talk about now. This is one of their high-end, stiffer, kind of all-mountain carved boards. I actually found it a little bit more playful than I assumed, which was great. So I was able to get good pop out of it. We were awing over some trees and some branches and all that fun little stuff, which was cool. Had great pop. When I laid it on edge, it turned, and it was actually really responsive. So even though it's cambered from tip to tail, it was actually turned pretty quick and easy. The waist width on it's pretty skinny, so I found that having a small boot, it actually turned really quick. So it was lively for me. I really did enjoy it. It's not quite as stiff as something that I imagined it being. However, it's definitely not an entry-level board. So if you're still getting the hang of things, this board's way too much for you. If you've had a Burton Custom from 10 years ago, jumping onto this Custom X is going to be super easy and really responsive for you. What up, crew? This is the Deep Thinker here. This is Danny Davis's baby. This is his directional baby, which means nose is longer than the tail. So really carvable. Really good transition in and out of turns. Held a great edge at speed. I was really able to lay it over and carve it. We paired it up today with the Mad Bunny bindings from Flux. I think they handled really well. The R2s, probably my funnest board. I was Euro carving around. This is a board pretty similar to the Flight Attendant, just a little bit stiffer, right? So you got a little bit stiffer flex going on there. Still got a little bit of rocker in the nose. So directional board, we're thinking carving, we're thinking powder, Japan. If you haven't gotten on this guy yet, give it a rip. They make a twin version, which is called the Free Thinker. I was pretty impressed with the Deep Thinker. What up, crew? We're down here at the bottom of Kosciuszko chair at Threadbow. So we're going to talk to you briefly about how this board rode for us. This is the Burton Flight Attendant. So the Flight Attendant's a directional board. That means the nose is longer than the tail. So actually what I felt is when I was going in and out of my turns, it was even easier to initiate my turns, which is really cool. I'm really starting to fall in love with directional boards. Even though I still do like to be able to ride switch and do 180s, you'll find that you can still do it. Even though it's directional, you can still ride both ways once you kind of know how to do it, which is great. Held up really good speed. When I was carving, it really held a good edge. I was impressed. The pop was great as well. I can really see how Nicholas has put some input into this and how Mark rides it in the POW. So this is kind of a board for someone who wants to carve around the mountain, someone who wants to take one board over to Japan. You know, you could still hit some kickers with this guy, but this is definitely not your park board that you're going to be riding switch. A bit more of an all-mountain, carvable, surfy feel.